The rice farms, which were once a bevy of activities, has been turned into grazing fields with little or no sign of farmers resuming anytime soon. The regional coordinator, Mr. Joel Tanui, during a recent crisis meeting with the farmers, said that the farmers and the landowners' unwillingness to cooperate have negatively impacted on the scheme's improvement. Tanui explained that their roles is to provide infrastructural framework as part of production, leaving farmers to take care of the remaining expenses.
I want to tell the residents of this area that it is up to them to decide whether they want irrigation development, or if they want compensation, then we will not be able to proceed in that line. So we are just basically here for irrigation infrastructure development and hand over to the community. No one is going to go away with that land, or the government is going to take away that land. So it's up to them to organize themselves. So today we have had a consultative meeting with the leaders, and they have all unanimously agreed to ensure that we proceed with irrigation development in this region. So they are now going on the ground to talk to their farmers to ensure that they get back to production immediately, and also irrigation activities to proceed, as well as irrigation development activities to proceed in the scheme.
Tom Omondi, a manager at Nyatike rice mill, said that they have enough stock to last them 2 weeks, after which they will be forced to shut down. The investor noted that the local farmers who used to supply him with paddy rice have since gone down, since operations at the rice farms were scaled down by irrigation authorities, citing high operation costs.
It's a young scheme. Now we have a Aero irrigation scheme and West Kano. Those are they are big schemes, and they are doing a lot of rice farming. So when they have excess, they also want somewhere where they can dispose, because it is business. Farmers also have to get the money. So we find ourselves maybe going to Aero and fetching padding from there, and by that we are promoting the farmers on the other side, and on this other side we as investors, we are getting something, and on the other side we have food on table. In a day we are doing around 200 bags. Right now what I have here can sustain me for 2 weeks.
He added that farmers and locals are at liberty to choose between development and legal wrangles. Millers who had invested in the region as rice production in Nyatike boomed are now at the center of war, with some fearing they might be forced to shut down their operations if the crisis is not solved anytime soon.
And as investors, we're also worried, because basically what we do here is milling, and once we don't have the raw materials, we don't have any other alternative. So right now what I have in store here right now can sustain me for 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks I may end up closing the mill and sending my staff at home. That's my worry as a miller, and as an investor, then we have the market, but now we don't have the product. So we are losing some opportunities. So I'll maybe like to encourage farmers that if given a chance, we should go back to the farms.
He added that challenges facing rice production in the region is occasioned by lack of funds to get fertilizers and other things needed for their production process. They are optimistic that once the critical issues are addressed amicably, they will resume their activities.
There is few challenges concerning compensation. There is critical issues of which we are expected livelihood restoration, so that project can proceed easily. And again, we need the standard infrastructures or accessory roads, and other people, their land are also affected, but they are not to be relocated. But they agree to welcome the project as first priority. Then compensation will be later when funds are available.
The entire irrigation project was to cover 19 hectares of land, and not even a quarter of the project has been implemented. This proving to be a challenge, especially to the economy, as the demand is higher than the supply, making it hard for families to put food on the table. Nicole Mwanza for Ebru TV.